Okay, it's Wednesday. Teresa's out here. And look what she's doing. She's watering my potatoes. Like those are my potatoes. Because this was the compost that I just threw in here from all volunteers from the compost pile. So we didn't get that many redskin potatoes yesterday. We were pretty happy. She harvested the whole thing. But this is all freebies in the new bed that I'm building. And there's wood underneath there. What do you call it? Hugelkultur or whatever. So there's like lumber underneath there, and we haven't had rain for a week. So she's giving it some water, but those things are not water stressed at all because we really believe the wood underneath holds that much moisture that, yeah, it doesn't really need watering. So, but she decided to water it. Yeah. Behind her, you can see the sweet potatoes. Sorry, we're going through the fence here today. So there's the 3 beds. So I think all of the slips made it but 2. And we had extra slips, so we replanted the 2.
Yeah, there's a few blank spots, but they'll fill in.
She said there's a few blank spots, but they'll fill in. So anyhow, we're just taking care of the potatoes a little bit today. It's hot, sunny again. Last 2 days were beautiful though. Dry, but they were cooler. No humidity. So you still got flowers on this one, so they're not close.
Yeah.
They're not close yet.
They're probably Kennebecs. And
They probably can't hear you, hon. You have to
well, they're likely Kennebecs because that's what we've been mostly growing, and the white potato that we've been eating, and they have white flowers.
They're mostly from potato skins is what they are. They're potato skin potatoes. They grew from the peels. We were peeling potatoes and we threw them in the compost bin in the kitchen sink. Then we came out and put it in the compost pile, and they grew just from skins, not even half the potatoes. So we're pretty amazed by that, but I guess we're easy to confuse. We're old.
Yes.
That's funny stuff. I'm sorry. Anyhow, we're not really, well, Teresa's going to be gardening. I'm working in the pole barn today. So she's over here. We started the sweet potatoes. Not strawberries. No, I'm going to go around. I'll go around. Sorry for walking. But, you know, she had her hip surgery last year. So I got her that raised bed, the metal raised bed, to try that out in case she couldn't bend over. And, well, turns out she can bend over, but she just really loves the convenience of having the strawberries up that high. And then she said, well, it doesn't have to be that high. So she just redid this on her own without my help. So she redid that one. Probably not how I would do it, but that's what she did.
We had about 60 feet or so of 2x6 continuous from one end to the other of strawberries. But the voles kept getting in, as we've complained before on our other videos. So we're under the tin can over there, we have hardware cloth. The voles can't get up and in unless they jump, which they're too small to jump. Anyway, the run on the right-hand side over there, turn that. That's all old plants, and they've stopped producing.
These
and
guys.
We were given some 6x6s.
Yeah, you see them there. We got more over there in the pile.
Yeah, and we're going to make a double row, 2 layers of 6x6s. So it's going to be, 12 feet deep.
Yeah,
and
so you can see she already took the 2x6 out on this side.
Yeah.
All that had to be unscrewed. We use screws, so it can come apart. And then, so she's going to end it here, I think, and have a pathway right through here so we can get through one side to the other.
And then, however long these timbers are, those 6x6s, I'll have another path going through.
So she'll have a path at that end and a path at this end.
Yeah.
So anyhow, and then she's got to figure out then how to set up the irrigation for it.
So I'm planning to put the drip line, I have a drip line that runs around the trees. That's separate from the soaker hoses. The soaker hoses you have to replace about every 3 or 4 years. The drip line so far is holding up. It's a thicker plastic. But it's connected right now to the tin can over there. The trees, the fruit trees, the blueberries, and the one tin can of strawberries. But I want to switch all the strawberries over to the soaker hose. So what I'm going to do eventually is cut the line to the trees and then put a new attachment to the main line coming in off our hose, our hose from the house, and just do strawberries with it. But I'm taking my time because I'm going to have 3 beds of strawberries.
So let me show you what she means. This is what she's calling soaker hose, which gets brittle and dries out and gets clogged. Yeah. So those have to be replaced, pretty regularly. And then what she was calling her drip line is this stuff over here. The hard plastic right there.
Yeah. Here it is right here.
Oh,
I have
so she's got a fatter one here. That's like a 1/2 inch one there.
Yeah. I can take this plug out, reconnect it when I get that bed fixed. I'm not going to water the walkways. So I can run a line and then start putting the little drip lines out of it.
Okay.
This is it over here. I just started.
Oh my gosh.
So I have to get more of this. This is I think I got this at Lowe's. And it's 1/4 inch, and there's got a little lump, and each of the lumps has perforations in it. So the water comes out nice and slow. But in order to connect it to if you have a well or a house system, you need a step down.
Because the pressure is too high.
Because the pressure's too high. And so this just goes right in line, the same fittings as the hose, and this will cut the pressure down.
Yeah, so you step down the pressure, and then you usually put a filter in there in case there's any contaminations coming in.
Filter.
Don't want to clog it all up. So, and then the way we do this here is I'll put one side of these in. That's why there's only 2 of these here. That gives me an idea of where the height's going to be. And she could actually draw a pencil line on the top board where she wants it. But I'll take from here all this dirt, and I'll take my shovel, because that's all good, and I'll pile it here and in wheelbarrows. I'll take 2 or 3 wheelbarrows and load it up. Then we'll drop the hardware cloth in there, and then we'll get some fill, because now we're going up a good extra foot or so. So I don't have dirt. But we'll find stuff to fill it up and make dirt, more compost, whatever I have to put in there. But we'll use whatever lumber. By lumber I mean trees that we cut down. You could see them aging already, holding down the cardboard. But that stuff is already aged, so it's not going to affect my bed, and it'll get soft and squishy like a sponge to hold the water. There, she's got one there.
And if this I could crack this really easily.
Yeah, so we sometimes we'll use a whole piece, but mostly we're using smaller pieces. So it's work. It's work to dig this, but it's not. The soil's been softened and flipped a few times, so it's not too hard. So that's what we're going to do. And then I don't know if you have new plants around or how we're going to get more plants, but she usually has plants. The runners,
yeah, they're coming out the sides.
Yeah, if you look at the tin can, she calls it the raised bed, you can see all the runners on the sides. So she'll probably transplant them and save them, so we don't have to buy more plants. But that's the deal. She's out here today in the full sun doing all this. So hopefully we'll get a chance to go in the pool. But our potatoes, look at them babies. They're coming along nice for all volunteers. Real nice. Good job, hun.
And no potato bugs.
And no potato. Well, that's real healthy over there. The plants are healthy because of the soil and everything.
Garden, I had potato bugs this year.
Yeah. Well, that's because I give them better dirt than you do.
Oh, yeah.
Look at these nice little wildflowers she gets growing here. So pretty. All right, this is Charlie, and that's Teresa. We are Garden for Two. Garden for Two means we're in Delaware, and we're trying to grow all our own fruits and vegetables that the two of us need for the whole year. And Teresa's becoming an expert at canning and preserving now. So.
Pressure canning and hot water bath canning.
And today I have salad for lunch.
Lots of lettuce.
Guess where it's all coming from? Right there. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, it's Charlie. I'm back again. I just wanted to show you over here in the compost pile. We had taken all of the potatoes that looked like they were fairly decent size and transplanted them over there where we just showed you. But I didn't take all the smaller things, and look at how many I still have in the edge of my compost pile. Now we use most of the compost, and then this is the new pile, and then this is the newest pile. So this one here, you can see, oh, it's cooled off some, but it's still cooking pretty good. So we flip it once or twice, depending on if it needs more air or water or whatever. But look at all those. So I don't know how many potatoes we're getting out of there. But if we get another 5 or 10 pounds, hey, what the heck? So didn't use all the compost, but that's what I have is freebies. Love freebies. All right, guys, bye-bye.